More than anything else, I would say that the fact that the atmosphere became mandatory in all but name, the coercion that was there for people to receive, to take the procedure, or lose their jobs, or not be able to move freely, that was wrong. And I would like someone to come forward and say that that near mandatory atmosphere was wrong.
But you've just looked down a camera and said exactly that. So how are you being stopped from doing that?
Because it took a great deal of effort and resilience not to cave in and submit to the procedure, and that should not have been the case.
I mean, to be honest, you couldn't have got that vaccine in me fast enough. And that's fine. That was my informed decision.
Fine. That's your informed decision.
And I agree that we should have better... I mean, we're going to move on to the education system, and ways of thinking critically is actually something that I'm quite keen that we think about more. I'm also very aware of what I don't know, and I am quite happy when I know something and believe myself to be the expert in it to stamp my authority. I'm currently directing a play. There are times when my actors will try to do something I don't want them to do. It's my job to say, no, hang on, I know best on this. I'm quite happy when somebody else has done the training for me to go to them and say, you know better, tell me what the options are, and then tell me what you recommend.
Where I don't know, I demand the right to ask questions.
I'm not saying that you don't have the right to ask questions. I'm saying that other people know more than you on some things.
This is a point, though, about recognising, and just going back to the ethical point, recognising human frailty. We now have this kind of Promethean understanding of what human beings can accomplish and what human beings should be. But actually, all human beings are imperfect. And so it is right to be able to ask questions. It's important to be able to be sceptical. And I think that's part of the problem, is that scepticism is really not in vogue at the moment. And people who are sceptical, people who ask questions, are treated as if they are, for example, just the use of the term anti-vaxxer. Anti-vax has been used broadly, including to try and discredit people who are just making points, basic points about medical ethics and autonomy. And so I think that part of this is recognising that human beings make mistakes. Medical professionals make mistakes. Professionals in all sorts of life, whatever their expertise are, sometimes make mistakes. And people do have the right to ask questions without being tarred as being...
Absolutely. And we should have more time to ask questions. But I think there's a difference between saying we all make mistakes and I am less likely to make a mistake on a medical issue than a doctor is.